What is up, you fine ladies and gents of YouTube? As always, I am TheInvertedShadow, and to quote from a very undated meme, we've done it! 250,000 subscribers. It still astounds me that people can really enjoy the content that I put forth, even if it's slowed down a little bit. But hey, I'm not here to complain, I'm here to thank you guys for sticking with me for this long. So, without further ado, we're gonna skip the formalities and get right into the video proper. Now, before we go anywhere, let's start off with a question that was actually asked the most for this Q&A.
Where is Pinkie Pie's exciting adventure, or whatever it's called?
Are you still doing Pinkie Pie's exciting adventure and Rainbow Dash's quest for swag?
Who's holding up on your Rainbow's quest for swag series?
Think you'll ever continue Rainbow Dash's quest for swag?
Will you be finishing Rainbow Dash's quest for swag? And if not, is there any chance I could work on it for you?
Oh boy, I somehow figured I would inevitably have to address this formally, so let's start off with Pinkie Pie's exciting adventure. Now, for those of you who are new or have only just started following that series, I'll break it down for you. Pinkie Pie's Exciting Adventure is a tennis series, well, a GMod tennis series, between me and a friend Casey, or Brief Casey795 as he's known on YouTube. As you might have known, Part 5 was released roughly about 4 or 5 years ago, I want to say. So it's been literally quite a good long time since Part 6 was out, and of course, Casey was the one who was supposed to handle Part 6, but here is where the troubles start. And I would ask you all to please listen closely and understand where I'm coming from with this. On May of 2017, Casey went to the hospital admitted for what we thought to be anemia, but then the diagnosis came out hours later that Casey had been diagnosed with leukemia. Now, naturally, all of us are pretty devastated, not one because, well, he was pretty young at the time and still is rather young, and two, well, as we all know, another famous member of this GMod community was taken by leukemia about a year or so ago, and we really didn't want to have a repeat of the situation. However, this story actually does have a happy ending. The good news is, they caught the leukemia at a very early stage, and after numerous amounts of treatment, in November of that same year, 2017, Casey was taken out of the hospital, and all traces of the leukemia were found to have been flushed out of his system, which left us very grateful that the Lord had begun to spare him. And I really apologize if I'm stuttering a bit. This is what happens when you go unscripted, folks. Sorry. So anyways, Casey is fine as it is, but he is still focusing on his health. Not to mention he's also started college. So Part 6, everything is in place. It's just, you know, life comes first, as you all know. So, with all that said, Part 6 of Pinkie Pie's Exciting Adventure is still happening, but both Casey and I ask that you please respect Casey's decision to focus on his life first over the GMod stuff. And if you decide that you still wish to demand for Part 6 even after hearing all this, well, I don't feel sorry for you. So that's Pinkie Pie's Exciting Adventure out of the way. Now what about Rainbow Dash's quest for swag, since I know a lot of people have been asking about that ever since Part 5 came out. And funny enough, Sniper Melon actually did post an update about that, which I will play the clip right now.
Where's Part 6? Answer, cancelled. I don't want to be the bad guy and crush your hopes and dreams for Pulse in the Rainbow Dash quest for swag tennis, but the sad truth is that, to my knowledge, it's pretty much dead. I know it was my turn, but it seems like the universe just doesn't want me to make that installment because of the separate attempts of trying to get the project ready. Something always managed to happen, you know, be it like my thing just crashes, I lose footage, or voice actors just lose interest, I lose interest, yada yada. So yeah, I'm very sorry. I know it's been like 2 years now, but as far as I'm concerned, it's dead. Unless if TheInvertedShadow wants to continue it himself, but I'll leave that to him if he wants it, you know?
But all that is pretty much redundant since Sniper Melon and I have cut ties for a rather stupid reason, although he won't really admit to it. So, as it really stands, Rainbow Dash's quest for swag is pretty much cancelled. But on the other hand, on the question of if anybody actually wants to finish it, be my guest. You have my blessing if you really want to go that far. I have no interest in finishing it myself, so go on and go nuts. I really don't care that much. I think I've said all I really wanted to say on that matter, so let's move on to the rest of the questions.
My Little Pony, or Equestrian Girls.
So this is a bit of a weird one for me. I still really enjoy My Little Pony, but similar to my friend Wupkick, I've actually started to grow a little more fond of Equestria Girls, since while I have enjoyed the later seasons of Friendship is Magic, they've still had their fair share of episodes that were eh? Well, Equestria Girls, on the other hand, is actually starting to get really interesting with the second season and all, so I guess we'll see how things go from there, huh?
How did you and I Am Shadow 007 meet for the first time, and how did your friendship take off?
So this is actually a very interesting story that I honestly don't think I ever shared with anyone before. Well, not with you guys, at least. So this all started back in 2013, when I was still looking for a voice for Twilight, aka Brutalite, for the Union of the Elements of Insanity. And my friend Miles Gonzo happened to say to me, hey, why don't you check out this I'm Shadow 007 girl? She does some pretty good pony voices. So I messaged her, and she was very, very friendly. I sent her basically a paragraph-long message, of which I wish I had a screen cap of, asking if she'd like to voice Twilight for this video. She said yes, I sent her the script, and a little later she sent me her voice lines. She did an astounding job. And so the video went up, it was a success, and of course, a little later after that, I decided to invite I'm Shadow to join a live stream that Gons and I were doing, reading just some random pony fanfictions. And this became a trend of her joining us, and eventually, of course, our friendship kind of grew from there, and it still holds strong to this day. So if you're watching this, I'm Shadow, thanks for sticking around, sis.
Are you going to add the Destroy Us All heavy in your future GMod videos?
Destroy us all! Destroy us all! Destroy us all! Destroy us all! Destroy us all!
If it gets him to stop doing that, then yes, I suppose so.
Is Starlight Glimmer going to become an element of insanity?
What was your first ever SFM animation?
If you're talking about the first video I made with Source Filmmaker ever, that would have been a poorly done recreation of the famous Nope.avi video, only with a female engineer instead of a male one. It was kind of dumb. Now, the first animation I made with a program proper was actually a sort of recreation of some audio by Jeff Dunham.
Look, I know I didn't finish school, but that frickin' says sa na ta no. Dumbass.
I actually want to go back and redo that animation, because I feel like now that I actually know how to better animate an SFM, I could probably do it a little more justice, but I suppose we'll see.
Have you ever thought of any Rainbow Scouts video ideas, or are they retired for now?
I actually didn't think that anybody remembered these guys, and truth be told, I actually am still aiming to try and finish the story I'm doing with them. What, with the next episode being Dick Sandwich meeting, what was it, Fluttershy? It's not like that the last episode of that story was like 6 years ago.
When it comes to your YouTube poops, do you have other YouTube poopers that you take inspiration from?
Why, yes, actually. First of these is obviously my friend Biodegradable, but then the other two that I took inspiration from were Shroomhead1 and Mobro Studios. Always enjoyed these two's content, and so, of course, they were the ones who kind of gave me the inspiration to try making YouTube poops myself. And it still is going strong, somewhat, to this day.
Who was the first freak you did?
Some of you might think it was actually Ass Pancakes who came first as my first TF2 freak. But no, actually. That honor would be going to Buddhist Murder Pyro from a video way long ago in my channel's history. Ass Pancakes only came like 2 or 3 years after that.
Do you have any interest in continuing with Undertale? Maybe even working it into your work with a few choice models?
I do still plan to continue with Undertale, yes. As for using them in my videos, well, I mean, besides that one animation I did with Papyrus and Sans, yeah, I might try to use them a little bit more. We shall see, though.
Will the Butcher Gang be appearing in future videos?
This is actually another funny story, because I Am Shadow and I actually wanted to do our own Butcher Gang cartoon, SFM-wise anyways. Otherwise, we also did have plans to animate the moment from the Chapter 5 video for Double Shadow that everybody seems to enjoy that much, so keep an eye out for that.
Do you like the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise?
Not really, if I'm to be 100% honest with you. I still enjoy what the fan base can put out sometimes, and I still enjoy using the models myself. I still plan on making a couple of videos of them. But other than the games, not really. I really don't see myself playing them again anytime soon. Besides the fan games, anyways. Hint, hint.
What would happen if Brutalite met a Queen Metroid?
Fuck this! I'm gonna pay for that!
What do you think of Ghostbusters 2020?
I've seen the teaser trailer for it at this point. The only thing I can say is that I'm hopeful that it will be good. But at this point, I really can't say anything else about it.
Do you plan to stream on Twitch?
Yes, actually. I do plan to try and stream more regularly over on my Twitch, and I will leave a link to it in the description below so you guys can check it out, follow, and all that other good stuff.
Will you do a collab for Fluttershout? Like a full collab?
Not 100% sure what you mean by that, Chief. Might need some clarification, but oh well.
When was Shadow Rush created? Like what gave you the idea and stuff for making your ponified self?
I made Shadow Rush way back in the year of 2011. Man, that is just so cringy. And, well, in terms of making him, it just seemed like the cool thing to do at the time, since everybody has a pony soda, so I figured I'd get in on it. And, well, look where Rush is now. It just seems a whole lot better, I guess.
Can you show all of us how you make your GMod videos?
I was considering doing some videos on how I do some of the more complex things, I guess you could call them, in my videos, so it's a possibility.
I thought that Pinkie ate Penny's cupcake and became Pinkie's cupcake. Why the change of story?
I mean, think about it. The original origin story I had for Pinkie's cupcake was just Pinkie Pie, Penis cupcake, Pinkie eats penis, bam, Pinkie's cupcake. Not very interesting, you have to admit. So I figured it might have been a good idea to just try and give it a proper backstory, and with the release of The Sad Tale of Pinkie's Cupcake, I achieved that, and I'm quite content with how it's doing.
Can I high-five you?
What's it like to reach your milestone goal of 250k subs?
It's still really overwhelming that this many people can be watching my channel at this point, but hey, if you stuck around for this long, I thank you. You are truly awesome.
For the SFM animation, was it hard to do some animation on SFM?
When I first started out using the program, definitely. But I've slowly started to learn a few more tips and tricks in SFM, and thanks to people like Miss Storm Warden and Red Ace of Spades, I've actually gotten a little better and more confident in animating in SFM, so who knows? I might actually start using it a little bit more, though I will never really give up GMod.
Do you have any plans for video making?
Quite a few, actually, though too many to discuss proper in this one video.
Would you play other games for Double Shadow Productions, like games on the PS4, Xbox, or even ROM hacks of some other games? Also, would you play requested games on said different game system?
Being that I recently got an Elgato capture card, there is a very good chance that yes, IamShadow and I will definitely be playing console games for Double Shadow in the future. We already have plans to go to Condemned 2 Bloodshot now that we actually have a chance to do so. As for requests, well, I don't see why not, yeah.
If and or when it ever comes to a point where you retire the elements of insanity, would you consider making a spiritual successor? Something with new ideas and new characters without being directly related to the original series?
Now this is actually a very interesting question because something like this might actually just happen in the near future, believe it or not. So a while ago, a friend of mine, Source Rabbit, you know, that Sourcey, actually came up with this idea over on a Discord server where the main six become possessed not by TF2 freaks, but by negative human attributes. So in this example here, Twilight becoming possessed by addiction to nicotine, cigarettes. And I found this to be a very intriguing idea, so if Sourcey actually does go through with it, I'm more than willing to help him go through and work on it, so we shall see what happens. Otherwise, as for me, I guess the closest thing to a spiritual successor or anything, if heaven forbid I do retire those characters, would be the story Child of Shadow that I'm doing with IamShadow, but, it's up in the air at the moment, we shall have to see.
Would you ever host another collab if you had the chance? If so, what would it be about?
There is actually this one idea I had for a collab, besides the sequel to the Fortress Swim collab, is something that involved Wario and Rare Fruit, but I'd have to develop it a little bit more, but I do want to make it happen. Just needs a bit more work.
Inhabited Diff and Themator in the same room. What would happen?
Hi! I like your face!
I'm not gonna kill you. No, I'm gonna keep you around for a while. I'm gonna show you some things. Shit that would blow your fucking mind.
What do you want to be known as or for in the Brony fandom?
Not fucking this!
Who are your favorite Splatoon GMod/SFM animators, and how did you come across them?
There's far too many Splatoon animators I adore to really list one off. If I had to pick my top 3, I'd say Spider25, Rex Legend, and Pool57. Love those guys' works.
If Callie from my alternate universe does a prank on you, what would you do?
Truth be told, I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I've ever had all that much interaction with the Squid Sisters. At least not yet, so, you know. Ooh, present!
Oh, yes, yes! I touched the hat!
Huh. I wonder where Callie's got to.
Excuse me, miss. Does this girl happen to belong to you?
Yeah?
I'd suggest you keep an eye on that one. She's quite cheeky. Also, I really enjoy your work. We should do something together sometime.
You touched the hat, didn't you?
Ah, shut up!
What are the plans for the Vinyl's Big Night series, and do you ever plan on doing the director's cut of the original video?
The sequel story, Vinyl's Big Encore, is still happening, just that the script is taking a little longer than it needs to be. As for that director's cut, I really don't see any point in doing it. I know I had my gripes with how the final video for Vinyl's Big Night came out, but I'm still content with what I did put out, so I don't see much reason to really change any of it, for the most part.
Are you too many raptors? Because you sound almost exactly alike when you're mad.
Can't say that name is somebody I'm familiar with, but hey, if he does sound familiar, more power to him, I guess.
Out of all the characters you have created, who by far is your personal favorite?
This. Do you have any other consoles besides the Switch?
Yes, actually. I do have a PS4 and hopefully another Xbox One since my old one died, and a 3DS. That's about it.
Is I Am Shadow after me after I posted this?
Yeah, bashing on Boris and I Am Shadow's presence, I would give serious consideration to running, boyo.
Will DJ Rosa and Vinyl Scratch team up to battle Stella?
That, my friend, is a secret only I know, and will hopefully answer once I get around to finishing that script for Vinyl's Big Encore.
What are your thoughts on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and the Splatoon series?
He's good!
What are your projects of the future?
Once more, too many to list in this one video, but I do have plans to finish a few before year's end, or whenever they get done. But they will get done, I hope.
Who or what was it that inspired you to become a GMod animator?
My story for becoming a GModder honestly isn't really that interesting. I just watch other people animate in GMod, I wanted to try it for myself, that's about it. Well, if you want to talk about proper inspirations, the one who really got me inspired to start GMod video making first was actually GB7 Zone 7. Loved his stop-motion work, and after seeing his tennis with Crispy Toast, aka the Crispirator, that was what inspired me to properly start making videos. So the rest, again, is history.
Whatever happened to Ass Spike?
He's still around. Actually, the next video in the Elements of Insanity series is about him, somewhat. So, again though, I am on break, so that won't be happening for at least a while.
Where do you really see yourself going from here?
I still plan to keep on making these videos. Doesn't matter how old I get, I'm never gonna stop entertaining you guys, because you guys are like a second family to me. That will never change.
What's your favorite idea of fun in a GMod video?
Really, it's just do what your mind puts forth. Like, any idea you have, just try and make it happen. That's the best I can say.
For how long have you been working with GMod to make animations, and what has been the inspiration to you to get started and be where you are now?
At this point, I've been Gmodding for about 9 years, which honestly shocks me that I've been going for this long. As for inspirations, well, I had quite a few. GB7 Zone 7, as I mentioned earlier, Rubberfruit, DJY, quite a number of others, and still going to this day.
Do you plan on playing Monster Hunter World and or Rocket League someday?
Yeah, I'd totally love to try Monster Hunter World and Rocket League. I've had a very big interest in both those games, so who knows? Might stream them at some point.
Who is your favorite outer god from the H.P. Lovecraft mythos?
Is this a bad time to mention I've never read anything from H.P. Lovecraft? Sorry.
Have you ever played Amnesia and met the invisible water monster?
I actually streamed Amnesia most recently, and I did encounter a said water monster. It was not fun.
Have you ever listened to King Diamond Creature Feature or Iron Maiden?
All the masters to my past, I display mine under glass.
Good stuff, man.
What DF2 freak would you never get even 8 feet near?
Most definitely the Blightcaller. Have you seen that guy?
Will you play American McGee's Alice after Grimm is done, then Madness returns, or maybe the Penumbra games?
Funnily enough, I'm Shadow actually did mention wanting to play American McGee's Alice to me, so that is likely to happen. As for Madness returns in the Penumbra games, also a definite possibility.
How has your 2010 year been so far?
Okay.
Is The Lost Ones still going on? I really enjoyed that series.
Yes, Chapter 4 of The Lost Ones is happening. I'm just waiting on some more audio from my friends to get properly started.
Who's your favorite EO? iPony.
Any thoughts on the new Halloween 2018 movie?
I haven't watched that film myself, but I have seen the trailers, and from everything I've heard, it actually was pretty good, so who knows? Maybe I'll watch it.
Is Shadow Spine still alive?
Yes!
Your favorite metal music genre?
Once more, I can't really list favorites, so I do prefer some good old heavy metal and anything along those lines.
What's your hobbies outside of GMod and video games?
Mostly voice acting. I really enjoy doing voice impressions and all that kind of stuff, and would love to try and get my talent out there a little bit more.
Did you watch My Hero Academia during your free time?
I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard nothing but good things about that anime, so maybe I'll see if I'm Shadow would want to watch it with me.
Do you play Dungeons and Dragons occasionally?
Heard of it, respect the series greatly, never played it. Sorry.
What is your humble opinion on Battle Royale games and its massive community of streamers all around the world?
So I first heard of this type of game through, of course, Fortnite and PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. And while I respect Fortnite for being what it is, PUBG as it is kind of getting a little shitty. But, well, I can't say that all Battle Royale games are bad, especially Fortnite, since, well, I actually streamed that particular game one time, and it actually gave me a rather memorable moment on any of my Twitch streams. Oh god, yep, there's a bunch of them right over there. And a plane! Oh god, I didn't sign up for this. Then I get in.
Here comes the money. Dollar.
Oh no. Shadow.
Oh. Shano Mac just drops in.
Oh no. Shadow, are you okay? Oh god.
What the fuck am I supposed to say to that? Whoa! I forgot you could do tricks on a plane.
What fucking what fucking shoes are you fucking wearing?
Hey, at least we're having fun whilst we're subjecting ourselves to this. And we'll enjoy the ride, you know? So, it is what it is. I respect Battle Royale games for what they are, but playing them extensively, not really my cup of tea.
What are your thoughts on Warframe, also known as Space Ninja Simulator?
I greatly enjoy Warframe. Hell, I actually migrated my account over to the Switch variant of it that came out recently, and I've considered streaming it a little bit more. So yeah, really great game, a lot of grinding, and it takes a little bit of time, but hey, great game.
What are your thoughts on Shadowfire Red?
Oh shit. Go fuck yourself!
How's YouTube treating you?
Can't complain too much. Haven't been hit too hard by this whole demonetization bullshit. Much. Other than that, it's been okay right so far.
How do you make awesome videos?
That is a bold-faced lie. My videos are really not that great. At least, I don't think so, but I appreciate your compliment.
Back when you were just getting started, were you nervous about how your videos might be received?
I was very nervous, yes, especially considering that before I did GMod and SFM, I was doing Let's Plays over on a now dead channel of mine. Other than that, yeah, I actually didn't know if my my videos would go well, but hey, look where I am today. Really surprising.
Are you planning to add Neptunia characters on your videos again soon?
I could honestly never figure that series out, so the answer I can give is a very definite no. Probably not.
Do you have any future projects for musical animations? If so, what music?
I do have plans to animate Mando Pony's Just Goal, and there are a number of other musical projects I have in mind that I just need to figure out in the meantime. But more music videos are happening, in the future anyways.
Would it be possible to have an add-on on GMod about your TF2 freaks, the lost ones? As Pancakes and Buddhist Murder Pyro already are on the workshop, so why not?
Technically they already are, and it's just another add-on I was using for them. I will actually leave the link in the description for them below, so you can actually just use them yourself. I don't really see any point in making my own.
Speaking of the lost ones, what inspired you for creating this series?
This actually goes back to a story that I teased quite a while ago named Apocalypse, which is still happening, just a lot of rewriting is having to be done. And so The Lost Ones is actually serving as the build-up to that story, and well, inspiration-wise, I basically just want to do my own semi-original story about, granted it was about TF2 freaks, but something somewhat original, and the fact that people still really enjoy it is what's keeping me going forward, so hopefully you guys enjoy the future chapters to come.
Have you and TheInvertedShadow thought up on what game you two are going to regulate for Double Shadow now that Grim is about to be wrapped up, or is the plan to finish up some of the larger side walkthroughs like Overlord and Stick of Truth before getting to that stage?
I believe the next big game that ImShadow decided to settle on for Double Shadow would be the Middle-earth games, both Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War, but yes, we do intend to round up both Overlord and Stick of Truth in the meantime. I mean, I did upload that more recent episode of Stick of Truth about a couple weeks ago, so we do plan on finishing those first. As for other games, well, we did consider also looking at Baldi's Basics and some Five Nights at Freddy's fan games, so look out for those, I guess.
Anything or anyone in particular you'd really want to toss down into a large nest of very territorial owl snipers? Only one thing, person or pony though.
Too many assholes on this planet to choose just one. Ugh.
Hemor says,
Man!
was it worth for Soldier to get the snipers for his dispenser?
You look at the way the Soldier's dispenser collab ended and you tell me that. I really don't think so.
What Double Shadow Let's Play will be next? I'd recommend the Day Shift at Freddy's series because they are hilariously kick-ass.
Most definitely either the Middle-earth games or the Monkey Island game, since our artist friend Godforge graciously donated all three of them to us and did title cards for them. Otherwise, other about the Day Shift at Freddy's series, I might actually have to bring that up to ImShadow. Thanks for the tip.
Favorite movie or anime?
Way too many to name just one.
Do you plan on opening a Discord server? I still think it would be a cool idea for you to do a video with your friend Jojo Madara.
Funny enough that you mentioned Madara, since he is technically still the voice of the character Victor in my videos, and we actually did plan to have him join ImShadow and I for when we inevitably tackle the Devil May Cry HD collection, so hey, here's a shout out to you, buddy.
If you could go remake one of your GMod videos from the beta days, which one would you choose?
Kami vs. Saxton Hale. Dear God Almighty, I hate this video with every fiber of my being. It is so badly made. To find everything about Kami being a Mary Sue just... oh, it is a genuinely shit video and I do not like it. So, if I could remake any of my videos, it would be this one. So, yeah.
Have you heard of the TF2 Freak demo Samiti? If yes, what are your opinions of the Freak, and how would your characters get along with him?
I have heard and seen Demo Samiti before, and I would actually like to try using him for one of my videos. As for how he would interact with my characters, I'm not really sure.
Which of your characters took the longest to make?
It sort of pains me to say this, but Shimmer Cakes. Mostly because of her creation was not exactly an easy one. Originally, I had planned for her to be fused with not only Penis Vagicake, but also Doppelganger, which of course would have made her ridiculously overpowered and would have made the subject's arc kind of a drag to get through. So, scrapped that and originally just made it Vagicake, but it was something I was hanging on for at least a while.
Have you thought about making a sequel series to the Nightmare in GMod series you did back in 2011?
If I got a vibe or an idea for it, sure. Otherwise, not really.
What was your inspiration for creating the Lyrish series?
So, the first video I did for that series, Luck of the Lyrish, I actually just did for a meetup for a brony group named Bronies NYC. I was brought on to animate something for one of their monthly meetups, and I then decided on just a story of Lyra goes to work at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. And of course, the reception there was very, very warming, and then when it went up on YouTube a little later, everybody of course enjoyed it, so I figured, hey, this actually seems to have a potential, let's see where this goes. So that's what led to the creation of One Night of Insanity, and eventually the story is carried on from there. And of course, now we have Lyrish Epilogue coming about a few years later after the fact. Says a lot, doesn't it?
Question. I teleported bread.
How much?
Hundreds and hundreds of them.
What's the status of that killer? And how many freaks has she killed in your videos?
I haven't forgotten about her, just that, again, with the whole thing with the elements of insanity really starting to wear on me just a bit, she will appear again. It just might be a while.
Would you consider yourself still a brony? And when the next generation of My Little Pony comes out, would you watch it?
I do still think I'm a brony, yes, although I've kind of just mellowed out just a wee bit. I still enjoy the show, and I still do go out and talk about it to anybody else who wants to, but I've just kind of eased back a little bit. I still enjoy the show, though. And as for the new generation, maybe? I'd have to see actual footage of it before I make any decisions, so yeah.
Any Marvel movies that you like?
I saw Black Panther with my girlfriend Fire Lily a little while ago, and I really enjoyed that. Does that count?
What is your favorite Netflix animated series?
What's wrong with you?
My mother didn't die when I was young.
What is your favorite The Loud House episode?
Way too many episodes I liked to really list one. Oh, I really did enjoy that musical one with Luna. That was a pretty good one. Also, Lenny Loud is best Loud. Fight me!
Is there a YouTuber that you like and hope to maybe collab with in the near future?
There actually is, yes. I was hoping to maybe collaborate up with Josh Scorcher on the MLP episode All Bottled Up. I actually ended up approaching him at BronyCon about a year or so ago, but nothing ever really came of it. We'd still like to make it happen though. He's really a good guy.
Is there an event of any kind that you look forward to in 2019?
I guess the final BronyCon? Maybe? That's really all I can think of, honestly.
Any regrets you have about last year?
Not getting shit done. I mean, I put videos out, but I barely got anything done. Really hoping this year I can rectify that.
How's progress on any of the tennis series you're part of?
Right, so I already mentioned Pinkie Pie's Exciting Adventure and Rainbow Dash's Quest for Swag earlier on, so let's run down through the rest that people may have forgotten about. So, Escape from Ponyville with Carol Star, currently on indefinite hiatus since Carol has wanted to move on to other things besides GMod. The tournament, also with Briefcase CD, still happening, but due to the aforementioned reasons of recovering from leukemia in college, that's still going to take a while. The Great Sandwich Chase with Botterham, Part 7 recently started on it, and it will be coming hopefully soon. A Tale of Two Derbs with Noob Mister, recently uploaded Part 5, and Noob is currently doing Part 6. Siege of the Freaks with Kugelwaden, no bloody idea what happened to it. Apparently, from what I know, Kugelwaden isn't really doing Gmodding at the moment. I know that somebody actually asked if somebody could take up Kuga's part and doing part 2 of this tennis and continuing on with that. I would have to ask Kuga how he feels about that, so at this moment I'm uncertain about the future of this tennis. And that about covers my plans for tennises, so yeah, I hope that answers everything.
Who are your 3 most played Overwatch heroes?
At the moment, Zenyatta, Moira, and Roadhog. Used to be Reaper at first, but I decided to take more of the support and tank role.
Which CS1 88 YouTube poop do you like the most?
Too many good poops to enjoy!
What's your favorite video game franchise?
Sly Cooper. Really hoping they do something with him in the future, though I'm a little uncertain.
Do you like the direction Gmod video making in general is taking?
At the moment, yes. It's nice to see some new faces coming out from the woodworks, and I'm really enjoying seeing their differing animating styles. Nice to see that they're keeping the art going.
Do you still see a future for yourself with these videos, and do you think anyone starting out now will have success with it?
I do still wish to continue using Gmod in the future, and as for anybody else wanting to start, yeah, I'd say they have a chance.
What are your goals for 2019?
Get shit done. There's just too much stuff that I have procrastinated on project-wise I need to get done.
Discord server when? Never! How much do you enjoy memes?
I mean, there's several memes that run on my Twitch channel at this moment. What do you think?
Are you 100% sure you will call Lightning Bliss the C word in the magic lesson video?
I assure you 100% Lightning Bliss will not be called cute. Except now. Shit.
Ever try the game, Catherine? I think it makes a good playthrough for Double Shadow plays.
I have heard of that game, and I heard that it's somewhat decent, and hey, I actually ended up using a song from that game for one of my characters. So yeah.
Who's much cooler, you or I Am Shadow?
How come you and I Am Shadow have the exact same name?
I don't know, divine intervention, I guess?
Do you play Smash Brothers? If so, who's your main?
At this moment, it's a toss-up between King K. Rool and Inkling. I just love those two the most.
How caught up are you with My Little Pony?
Pretty much all caught up. I have seen all the episodes of the recent seasons and also been catching up a little bit on Equestria Girls, so I'm getting there.
When's the next Paper and Ink? Or the new Fluttershy's Mansion?
Chapter 2 of Paper and Ink is coming along, just going a little slow at the time being. And also besides that, I'm also working on a little something I teased on Twitter earlier for Paper and Ink, a prelude featuring the character Melantha. That's coming, so no idea when they'll actually be out, but they are being worked on.
What is your favorite heavy metal band?
Too many to choose!
Are you planning to add in some Puella Magi Madoka Magica characters on your GMod video? Do you like the Polish Soldier?
I enjoy him, and I also adore the guy who made him, and his videos. Go subscribe to him if you could, please. He makes some good stuff.
What is your favorite video that you made?
It will always be the Friend Like Me music video that I did for BronyCon a little while ago. No matter how much I may improve on my animation, this one will always be my favorite just because I had so much fun making it.
What is your favorite video game that you have played and done a video for?
At this moment, I really can't decide on one, though I will say that it would have to be, at least for the time being, Grimm, since, well, it's what essentially started up on Double Shadow Plays, so hey, bit of history there for you.
Do you prefer sequel mode by Trace or Scott Mobamba, or doing your mom by your favorite Martian?
A fellow man of culture, I see.
What was the very first GMod video you made?
The first one I made was one of those Untitled X reference videos. You know, you'll remember that meme, right? That was way back in the day, and of course, it was when I started using Windows Movie Maker for my stuff, so it was especially bad.
Do you remember? What up?
You ever wish you had your own custom models so that you can make your own original story or videos?
Technically, I have one of those already. My friend Daziel made a model of our character Lynn Hecate that me and I'm Shadow made for that story I mentioned earlier, Child of Shadow. Otherwise, yeah, it would be a nice sort of thing to have, I guess.
What is the oldest game you've played?
That honor would go to, of all things, Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle 3, since that was literally the first video game I ever played, for the Game Boy no less.
How is Trixie doing out of all of this?
Oh, she's fine, just kind of resting up at the moment, though I do have plans for her.
How many memes do you have? Infinite.
Quite a number of them, actually. If you had seen my Twitch streams, you actually might have known that.
If Paintset Shimurcakes crosses paths with Kami, how will it play out?
Check my pupils.
As you might know, this season of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic might be the last. Are you planning something special to say goodbye?
At the moment, no, but a little later I might. We shall have to see.
Have you ever thought of collaborating with Zephyromancers?
Yes, actually. I would love to do something with those guys. I mean, they already did that Meet the Inverted Shadow video that a little while ago. But to actually be able to work with them, that would be astounding.
Are there any Splatoon GMod videos coming soon?
There will be, yes. There's at least one or two that I have teased for the time being, and they are coming. At least, slowly they are.
When are the elements of insanity and the elements of harmony going to meet all together?
Thank you.
Who's your favorite game character?
What's your secret to the hurdles of working with certain things about the My Little Pony models, like getting them to jump up from the ground mid-animation? They're still one of the harder ones for me to work with, so some pointers would help in the long run.
The only real tip I can give: learn to use the IK rigs and IK rigger tool, however you would call it, with the ragdoll mover in GMod extensively. They are a godsend when using the My Little Pony models. They really, truly are.
Have you ever dealt with a pet bird in your life, be it yours or a family member's?
Can't say that I have. I still own 2 cats, so I don't think a pet bird would really be any wise at the moment.
When was the last time something made you laugh so hard you couldn't breathe?
2 things, actually. One of them was just a moment from the Senior Palo video, because, well, it's Senior Palo. And then the other was just from some stupid thing that I did while in a Discord call, and I just couldn't stop laughing at that.
I want blue jeans.
You're getting
With your current swing for YTP making, you think we might see that Equestria Girls YTP finished?
I just realized you had no talking.
Bruh.
Awesome.
Yes.
Who's your best TF2 freak girl and actual TF2 freak?
Favorite freak girl would have to be Fluttershout. And otherwise, I guess Buddhist Murder Pyro? I guess.
What's your favorite webcomic series?
I actually haven't read a lot of those, so I guess Jock and Nerd or whatever it's called. I always enjoyed that one.
Favorite JoJo or JoJo meme?
初めての相手はジョジョではない。このディオだ。
And that's pretty much all the questions I got. If I didn't answer your question, I'm sorry if I missed you, but other than that, thanks again for all the amazing and interesting questions and for 250,000 subscribers. Until then, take care, enjoy yourselves, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.